I feel like a lot of us struggle with mental health nowadays, but don't know how to talk about it. People make it seem like we don't want to talk about it. The thing is, it's much deeper than that. The thing about mental health is that it doesn't really fit into simple definitions. It's really complicated, and I don't even understand what I'm feeling until much later. I usually like to make videos for guys, but I think girls can relate to this too. Mental health doesn't really care about gender. I'm not going to diagnose things or pretend I have an explanation for everything, but I just want to talk about it. I'm not the only one who's been through these things, and if what I'm talking about sounds familiar, hopefully it makes you feel less alone. Starting with depression, I don't think it's something dramatic or a movie-like kind of sadness. It usually hits me randomly, out of absolutely nowhere, and then I feel like something's off. I guess the best way to put it is that I'd feel lost, but not know how to fix it. And I wouldn't know how to put it into words. It would just be a feeling that follows me around. So whenever people would ask me what's going on, I'd just not know what to say. So I'd just tell them I'm fine. But then there'd be tiny things that set me off that just end up hitting harder than they should. It was basically like a small thing that just triggered something that I'm holding in for a really long time. Whenever I think about depression, it's not really like sadness. It's more of this feeling that I can't really do anything despite everything good that happens. Like I could have what appears to be the best day ever and still feel completely hopeless on the inside. It would feel as if nothing is changing and nothing in my life makes any sense. The next thing is loneliness. I feel like that's similar to depression, but there's clear differences. I didn't have a girlfriend for a really long time, and watching others get into relationships kind of upset me. Things like emotional connection and intimacy matter to me deeply, and seeing other people experience that normally while I never experience it just hurt on the inside a lot. I watch videos of a whole bunch of guys who say that being single is great. To be honest, they're probably not wrong. But any of you who have never been in a relationship before, I think you get it. It's like I'm missing a part of life that everyone else understands. And the longer it went on, the more distant I felt from everyone else. I'd get jealous of people who were in beautiful relationships and just be upset that I can't have any of that myself. And it's like I said earlier, things like affection and emotional connection are really important to me. But when I'm seeing all these people around me getting to experience all that while I'm just lonely all the time, I just get jealous. And then I just withdraw from everyone else completely. I guess it feels like I'm an outsider looking in. And any of you who have been through that, you get it. There's nothing to explain if you've been through that. Next is anxiety. Most of my anxiety came from academics and just the pressures of life that a lot of us experience. When I was a kid, anytime I screwed up in school or just at anything, I always felt like there were punishments or consequences waiting to happen. And I'd be more scared of the consequence or punishment than I would be of just simply not doing well. And our childhood experiences alter our expectations of how our lives will turn out. So all these things that happened when I was a child spilled into pretty much everything that I experienced as a teenager. And I'd always imagine the absolute worst from any experience as a teenager. I'd have panic attacks, and it would be really hard for me to just relax and just forget about everything. It would always be weighing on the back of my mind. And then I end up alienating people because the thing about anxiety is that it pushes people away and it's really uncomfortable for everyone else to deal with. So I'd pretty much be alone through all of this. And I didn't really have people by my side. I wouldn't say it was their fault because they're their own person and it's really hard for them to deal with, but it's just my experience. I just felt like the worst of the absolute worst would happen every time. I don't know how to explain anxiety perfectly, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been through it as well. And I think the saddest thing about anxiety is that it sticks with us, and it completely alters how we live life in the future. The last thing is obsession. And I feel like a lot of people misunderstand this because when people are obsessed, they make complete fools of themselves. That's happened to me a lot. Whenever I was obsessed with a certain girl, I'd act like a complete idiot in the attempt to make her like me. I guess the reason I did this was because growing up, I didn't really have many connections with girls. I was mostly by myself throughout elementary school, and many of the friends I had were pretty fake. And at the same time, it's like I said, I didn't have that many connections with girls, so whenever connection, or the chance at connection, entered my life, I'd get really scared of losing it. I'd hold on to it really tightly. This wasn't just with girls, this was with guys as well. I'd have a temporary connection with certain guys, and I'd be really scared of losing that. So I'd make a big deal about exchanging phone numbers or something like that. I'd probably annoy them, but deep down inside, I just wanted to maintain a connection. I didn't want it to slip away. And then there was girls. Anytime a girl was nice to me, I'd hold on really tightly and then all of a sudden be afraid of losing her and start simping on her. I'm pretty sure girls get turned off by guys who obsess over them like that, but deep down inside, I just wanted connection. I just wanted to feel loved, and I was expressing that need in the only way I knew how. And on top of all this, I'd have attachment issues. So even if a girl made it 100% clear that she doesn't like me, I'd be unable to move on because I was just holding on so tightly, and I was just afraid that I'd lose the connection, even though it didn't exist. Attachment issues are hard to explain, but if you've been through it, if you have attachment issues, you know how it's like. There's nothing to explain. But yeah, I'm probably not the only one who's felt all of these things that I talked about in this video. A lot of people go through them quietly and just don't talk about it. Just keep it to themselves. I usually like to have a takeaway at the end of my videos, a solution. But for this one, I don't think we need that, because when it comes to issues like these, people aren't looking for solutions. They're just looking to get it off their chest. I'm pretty sure most of you who clicked on here to watch this video probably just wanted there to be someone who understood what you've been through. And if any of what I was talking about sounded familiar to you, I hope you feel a little bit less alone in your life now. But thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you think. Check out some of my other videos if you like this content, and I'll see you in another.